You ever watch a light show and you're like, huh, this is making me feel something. Like I got it. This is like emotional. I'm gonna cry now. Like uh, puppet, a good amount of puppets videos, good amount of Audacious's videos, and pretty much every video from Fable. That is due to the storytelling and the showmanship. Yo, what's up, humans and bots alike? I am Genghis Roth, and we will be discussing those two concepts today. Swoop! Now, in my opinion, storytelling and showmanship are very they're part of like the same concept tree, but the difference is that one is intangible and one is movement. Intangible is the more theoretical and knowledge based. That is storytelling. It's the act of telling a story. Each story requires a beginning, a middle, and an end. Better ones have more character development. They have plot points, including intro, rising action, climax, falling action, conclusion, resolution. Now, Puppet made a very good infinite movement theory, and I will link that in the description because you have to check it out. And in that, he has a demonstration of how storytelling is in his eyes, and I completely agree. And to add to it, I would like to say that storytelling is so important. It's on pretty much every scorecard, so you have to be able to, if you want to be in competitive gloving, make that beginning, middle, and end of a light show. And to do that, get plot points, make a character for yourself, make multiple characters. I mentioned earlier Puppet, I mentioned Audacious. These are great examples of people who have well-developed characters, and they will portray them in such a way that makes you really feel and understand what's happening throughout the show. It's not just a standard show. Although standard shows are great, I love them. Adding that storytelling element just skyrockets it to a next level. Now, showmanship, on the other hand, is what I consider a movement concept, which are the things that are not as tangible. Like, you can't touch them like tangible concepts, but they're not as head based as intangible concepts. They're more body based. They're kinetic, right? Movement concepts. So, what, in my opinion, showmanship is, besides pointing a ship out to a person, man or woman, no judge, yeah, equal opportunity, showmanship, uh, it's a part of the character that transcends gloving. It's the usage of both the non-traditional gloving movements and or how each movement is done. So we're talking about breaking rules, and we're also talking about, if you're doing competitive gloving, just how you use your normal gloving moves in a different way to differentiate you from, just anyone else. Because each person is different, that's true, but you can make your show really stand out and really each move look drastically more different by adding elements of showmanship. How would your character move? What does your character do? Just adding those things. Why showmanship and storytelling are not the same thing is because you can have too much of one without the other. So if I were to have too much showmanship but no storytelling, that would be not very into the musicality of the song. Like, I'm probably doing not only my own thing, but I won't begin at a good point and I won't end at a good point. It'll just be me being that character for like 2 minutes and then me not being them. And you can have too much storytelling with no showmanship. And that would be what I consider one of the more standard shows. Although, I'm not saying anything wrong with that. There's not that there's anything wrong with that, Standard shows are amazing. I love standard shows. I feel like in the meta that we're in now, you have to be able to do a standard show before you're able to do anything else, just to obtain that cleanliness that people want to see, and then you can branch out into everything else. Although for me, I'm the opposite because, you know, Midsummer Madness. But yeah, so showmanship, storytelling, family tree, pretty close together, but separate. And if you have any more questions, definitely ask me. Showmanship is another thing that I find on a couple gloving scorecards, especially Fable, of course. Fable. Definitely check out Fable videos. I'm gonna have two in the description. I'm not gonna tell you which ones because I want you to click the links and like actually be shocked when you see the show itself and just be like, either yo, I remember this, or like, yo, that's dope. Let me just watch everything of theirs. So yeah, if you got it this far, thank you for watching. Keep chill and shoots.